the height of the battles of horses.
I found the verse in Revelations where the martyrs were crying out.
Uh-huh.
It says, "And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yah and the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahuwah, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell in the earth? And white robes were given to every one of them, and they said unto them that they should rest for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled."
That's kinsman avenger.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just got an appointed time to come back, but he will come back as the kinsman avenger.
Amen.
And his eyes were as flames of fire. Get over to the.
Right.
That's what I say, you know. His clothes were better.
But no, we have a God of love, don't we?
Oh, sweet.
He never. I mean, that's what the Christian church teaches.
Mm-hmm. So basically, how Messiah, he's not going to turn the other cheek.
He was asking about Isaiah 63 verse 3 says, I have tried the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
That's the kinsman
What verse is
avenger.
that?
That's Isaiah 63 verse 3.
And that goes right to Revelation 19:13.
Mm-hmm. So, one of the things I think we as and that's sort of like how we slowly became a Hebrew roots movement, is when we went through Revelation as a group of us, and we decided to start taking it literally. And it just dawned on you, in particular when we started reading about the kinsman avenger, that this is the role that Yeshua takes in the last days. There's no way around it. Hey, right? Haven't seen you in a long time.
Who's this guy?
I know.
And
Oh, with purple.
Security.
Can I sit here? Here?
That's your prerogative. See what you want, man.
Okay.
so,
Class can start.
so I think this is crucial, and that's what the Cities of Refuge is, a picture, a type, showing us. Remember
Joshua 20.
when Cain murdered Abel, and he was confronted by Yahweh, one of the statements he was afraid of is that someone's going to find me and kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody remember that? Can you locate that and read that? And you might ask yourself, well, the way we get this picture in Christianity, there was only two of them, Cain and Abel. Who is Cain worried about?
Interesting.
Obviously, Adam and Eve had a lot more than just the kids we read about in the Bible.
Genesis 4:13.
Yeah, read that. 'Cause that's a good clue as to the whole concept of the kinsman avenger.
And Cain said unto Yahuwah, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face. Shall I be hid, and shall I be a fugitive, and a vagabond in the earth? And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And Yahuwah said unto him, Therefore whosoever slay Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahuwah set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Okay, so there was going to be people were looking for Cain, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He's a fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
and he knew it.
He knew it. That's what he was afraid of. And Yah had to literally protect him from the kinsman avenger.
So it became the refuge. Wow, that's
Right. So he set a mark on Cain to protect him. So we look at the other end of this passage we've been reading, the cities of refuge. What were the rules as terms of the cities of refuge?
As long as you fled to a city of refuge and you got there, nobody could harm you.
The kinsman avenger
The King's Avenger couldn't harm you, right?
could not harm you.
It was a hiding place.
Uh-huh.
No wonder why we so
Hiding
fast.
place.
Right.
Okay. No, but there was one rule that you had to follow.
But
You're in the,
we see a lot of rules. You looking for a specific rule?
Yes, a specific rule. What was the rule when you got to the city of refuge?
did you have to cling to the horns of the altar?
No, that's a different
Yeah.
Explain your case to the elders.
You couldn't leave
You have to stay there until the high priest.
yeah.
until the high priest died.
Yeah.
Okay. And this rule did not apply to premeditated murder.
It had to be unwillingly, accidental.
If it had to be what we would call voluntary manslaughter. Right.
Wow.
So, what?
So you couldn't be a cold-blooded killer and
Right.
and go into
Explain the
refuge.
difference between premeditated murder and give it a couple of examples. I know
Premeditated when you planned it. I mean, you
when we
already
planned it.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that Yahusha said, he had 7 statements when he was dying on the cross. And one of them applies to this situation too.
When he said, "Forgive them,
Father,
for they
forgive
know not
them,
what
for
they
they
do."
know not what
Right.
they do.
That put it in the category of involuntary manslaughter.
Wow. Wow.
But had they not
Let's not
had
go
they
over
not
it.
planned to kill him?
Most of the people stringing him up, the Romans and stuff, no, they hadn't planned to kill him. They didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Oh, the Romans.
Who got them to do it?
Your cousins.
Who engineered this?
Bernard's people.
The Pharisees and scribes,
Pharisees and scribes.
Ananias. In fact, when Pilate was trying to get them to release either Yeshua
Barabbas.
or Barabbas, what did they do when they got among the crowd?
Give us Barabbas. They riled the
Why
crowd up.
they riled the crowd? They were rabble rousers.
Yes.
They were from the
Cartel
FBI, counterpart.
Counterattack.
Yeah. Inspiring the crowd. Now, the crowd didn't know what they were doing. Not that that gets them off the hook. But at least it took them from premeditated down
Yeah,
to
to
involuntary.
involuntary.
They didn't know what they were doing.
That's a good one, Elvoyce.
So,
It's also
But would you not say that the scribes and Pharisees, they knew what they were doing, right?
oh, they knew what they were doing. And
Yeah,
what
right.
type
So-
of judgment did Yeshua pass on them? He passed them on this before he got to the cross.
Mm.
He foretold their fate.
you should not escape. Generation of vipers.
Uh-huh. But what was it? How did he put that? Those who,
A blind leading the blind and will fall into a pit.
no, yeah, that's the crowd. But the leaders,
No, it was for the leaders when he said
huh?
that. It was to the leaders when he said that.
No, the
Yeah.
blind, but they're leading. Other people were blind.
Yeah.
But in terms of, he had a specific statement to them.
That they wasn't going to escape the judgment. The doubt.
Right. But
It's gonna be worse for them
theologically, why? That's true. Why?
because they are
Teachers.
teaching y'all
They-
people off.
But
Because they were
what
their
were they
authorities.
doing? They were violating
Violating
the
Torah.
Torah spirit, right?
Yes.
Torah.
But that main
With
key,
full
Knowledge
knowledge.
of doing
that main
it.
key is
Yes.
that they were teachers.
Huh?
They were teachers, representation of preachers, which Yah already stated that preachers would have a worse torture than those that were followed.
That's correct. And why is that?
Because you
Because
said
they were
they
listening
know.
to the flock.
And they were
willingly doing it.
He had the Holy Spirit, right? The Ruach. Yahusha says, if you violate me, that's one thing. But when you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, there is no hope.
So like you said, they knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing.
Knowing know what they were doing. That's the deal.
That is, there's three categories that I've oftentimes used, and this is just a working relationship. You have the remnant. Anybody remember this? You have the remnant. You have the apostate. And then what's the last category? Reprobate. This is premeditated. They know better. They know exactly what they're doing.
May I read one?
Sure.
So in you look at 19 verse 14, and it says, and it was the preparation of the Pesach in about the 6th hour, and he brought unto the Judean, behold, your king. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priest answered, we have no king but Kesahar, which is
Caesar. Right.
So
This is the chief priest.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What verse is that?
Oh, we don't give that to you, sorry. No, that was like 19.
But the key thing, this is the
John
chief
chapter
priest.
19, verse,
So you ain't our king.
15.
We want a Gentile.
1915.
Now think about it. For a leader of Hebrews, Israelites to say that.
Wow.
That's like him saying we have no president but Trump.
Right.
I heard him say that yesterday. Hell Trump, huh?
Think that's incredible thing for a Hebrew priest
Froze
to
me up. I can't
say.
even make a comment behind that one.
Got him. Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. The reprobates are people who know better. Apostates, we might say, they're ignorant. Know better. And thank Yah for the remnant.
Yes, sir.
We see that all the way through the Bible. There's always a remnant.
Small group.
Now, what about the ignorant, though?
No.
Do they get off the hook because they're ignorant?
Say it again.
What about the apostate? Do they get off the
No, they
hook?
died too.
They died too.
What statement can you point to in the Bible that holds them responsible?
I remember you
Same as always, he said all the time, catch your own thoughts, or that's not it.
Part of it, there's specific statements that's used quite a few times. A direct instructions from Yahusha.
Be not deceived.
Be not deceived. You're held responsible even if you are deceived.
So ignorance is no excuse then.
Well, this,
Ignorance is an excuse to a certain degree. You don't get the worst part of hell. But we've been told, don't be deceived. How do you keep from being deceived?
Study.
Study the
Yes.
Torah.
listen.
Walk in obedience, guard the commandments.
So,
But would you grade reprobate as worse than apostate?
oh yeah, definitely.
Well, you willingly going against.
Well then,
Because you know better.
yeah, and then the reprobate means that like when he puts you in a reprobate mind, like your condition is locked.
Right.
into
Your
that.
condition is locked.
There ain't no coming back. from
Because you go against knowledge.
Mhm.
You knew better.
You knew better. And it's the same thing, distinction between getting back to the cities of refuge.